award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening. We got a fun show for you today. Got Mr. Don King helping me deal the cards around the table today.
Yes, sir, Jason. I'm excited to have my mentor in the house tonight.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, today.
And tonight.
Yeah, and tonight, and all day. Mr. Dave Woodward.
Good morning. Hey, Jason. Hey, Don.
Hey, good to have you, Dave.
It's good to be here.
Dave kind of was your predecessor, right,
Yeah,
Don?
that's right. Dave, he's got a few stories to tell about how he came to the agency and some of the earlier work he did, but eventually he ended up as the chief of the I&E division, Information and Education, and did an awesome job, and I was lucky enough to follow him in that spot, and so anyway, he's been my mentor here at the agency, and I think eventually, whenever I do decide to retire, he's definitely going to be my mentor as far as retirement goes, because he's making the best
I'll give you a few cues on that.
He's doing awesome with that.
Yeah, what to do after you retire. That's good, yeah. Well, Dave's done a lot, and it's kind of a flashback show today, I guess. We'll talk about some of the things that you've gotten into and your progression through the agency and how things have changed since then. It's going to be a fun conversation.
Yeah.
I like your hat, Don.
Hey, thank you. Glad you brought that up, Jason. It's the Hiawassee Refuge hat, and it celebrates that, the sandhill cranes. It's got an image of the sandhill crane for the listeners that are out there today, not seeing this, but it's got a nice image of a sandhill crane, and they are going to be available at the Sandhill Crane Festival coming up January 15, 16, Saturday, Sunday, and it's going to be It's going to be a live event again. Finally, last year it was online, and that was as good as it could be. But we are looking forward to seeing folks again at this festival coming up in January, and pick up a hat at the refuge, or I think you could go to shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com and get one as well.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities there at that website to pick up a hat, or come see us at the festival and pick up one there.
Yes.
Like you said, we've got all kinds of fun stuff on our website, and I forgot to say Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, I know, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and if you visit shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com, there are ornaments there for your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Even though we might be getting real close to Christmas today because today's Christmas, but you can still get you an ornament for next year hanging on the tree. So
never hurts to plan ahead. My wife likes to do that. So,
but all kinds of fun stuff: koozies, hats, buffs, stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. So check that out. Dave, have you got you some from the store yet?
I have not.
Okay, we'll have to get you on there.
Our tree's full of ornaments. I'm sure my wife would love to go shopping.
Yeah,
there you go. We'll give her the link.
Yeah, do that. The FedEx and the Amazon and UPS don't pass our house. They
don't pass. They always stop, right?
If they go by, I run out there and holler, and I say, "You guys must have forgotten."
Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
Well, let's start off with just learning a little bit about you, Dave. You go back to the beginning. How did you get started into wildlife?
I was born in Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas, in 1949. No, I grew up in Knoxville. I went to the University of Tennessee, and I graduated from there with a degree in forestry and wildlife, more heavily on forestry at the time, in 1972. And then did a little forestry work just with a local forester. But then one day, Ed Carter, our former director, left a little note on my door and said he had already gone to work for the then Game and Fish Commission, and said, "There's an opening you might want to apply for at the commission." And so I came over to Nashville and interviewed, and I got the job. So Ed was my first boss at the agency.
Right.
So I started to work in 1973, which was the Game and Fish Commission then. That was the last year of the Game and Fish Commission. So I actually went to work the last year, and then In 1974, it became the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency after it was reorganized, and so I was the first year of that agency. And Ed and I were what we call information and education representatives. And we were just glorified carnival workers for a while, because what we did is we went around the state setting up wild animal exhibits at state fairs. And there were probably about 10 fairs throughout the state in the summer and early fall that would vie for our exhibit. And so we didn't make all of those. I mean, we had different crews, but Ed and I would travel around. We'd collect these little animals through the year. In the spring of the year, people would bring us little baby raccoons and fawns and possums and foxes and owls and hawks, and we had a bobcat, we had a coyote, we even had a bear.
Wow.
There's a story about the bear, but I won't get into it, that involves Ed. But we would carry these around to the different state fairs, and people would just clamor to go through this exhibit. So it was very popular. The local fair boards would just lobby us all year long to be one of the fairs that we would show up at. And so we did that for a couple of years, and then we slowly got out of the wild animal business. We just realized that we weren't qualified really to care for, like a zoo. We weren't a zoo, and
I was going to ask,
really what it needs.
Where do you keep those animals?
Well, for a while, right behind the agency building here in Nashville, we built some enclosures, and we had a nature trail. And in the off season, we would put these animals in the enclosures, and people would walk through the trail.
Oh, wow.
And usually little school groups we'd bring in, and would educate them on the animals. It was a really good thing, but again, we weren't a zoo. We weren't really set up to do that year round, so we farmed the animals out. There was a game farm up in East Tennessee at one time that kept a lot of animals, and we transported them to the game farm. I'm not sure what happened to them after that, but some of them were released into the wild. And so
it's funny how things change.
And this was all pre-Walter Cook, too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Wally would have had a heyday with us.
Yeah.
For those listening, he's the fellow that permits the all the folks that do educational programs and zoos, and anybody who keeps a wild animal for any particular reason. Yeah.
And since then, he's retired.
He's since recently retired. So
yeah. So after that little stint with the wild animals, we started the hunter education program, and
so kind of kicked that off.
Kind of Ed and I started that back in about 1975 or so. The NRA throughout the country set up the first. They called them hunter safety programs, and we expanded it to hunter education. And Ed was the coordinator for just a little while, and then he went on to be an assistant regional manager in Region 2, so left me with the hunter education program. So I was the statewide coordinator for that program until 1989. And then
you guys garnered a lot of awards and national stuff during that.
We were the top
stint too.
agency for hunter ed one year, and we certified hundreds of thousands of students.
And I've seen statistics too, where your good work over the years has really, really helped in hunting accidents and just overall safety.
I think so, and I'll stop short of taking the credit. We had just a large group of volunteer instructors throughout the state that taught these programs, and the credit goes to them. They volunteered their time to teach. And we have hunter ed instructors in every county in the state, and our wildlife officers are all certified. I believe that's true still. They were back when I was working.
Yes.
Yep.
And so they get
some
the credit.
do more classes than others, but yeah, they're all certified.
Yeah.
And now with the online options, it's there's a lot of options out there to be certified and learn the ropes and be safe out there.
Right.
It's funny you mentioned NRA. NRA's kind of come back around offering the free course now, and
right.
That's one of the top I guess, top options on our website that people could take.
One of the things that we resisted for so long, I don't know if I should admit this, but was the online hunter ed courses, which I think are pretty prevalent now.
Yeah.
We just felt like people learned more if they were in the classroom.
Right.
But, so we resisted anything that, that didn't involve hands-on. But now I think that's pretty common, and it's really been successful. So
these days,
hats off to that.
Yeah, these days a lot of things are just online. All things are online these days.
Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
but technology is one thing that's surely changed since I left the agency. I just back when we first went to work, or I went to work back in the early 70s, they were shooting movies on 16 millimeter film.
Right.
And then it progressed. We thought we had really hit the jackpot when we went to videotape.
Uh-huh.
And I guess from videotape it went to whatever that little, it looks like a cassette. I can't say, I want to say a DVD, but I guess it progressed to that.
Yeah, mini DV, and the cameras were a lot easier to carry around for sure.
And now, I mean, I couldn't even say. I mean, you guys are the ones that are at the cutting edge of that now, but
all on an SD card now.
Yeah, SD card and in computers and online. So
yeah. But I got through with the hunter ed. I didn't get through with it, but when the I&E chief job came open in 1989, I applied for it, and I became the chief I&E from 89, and I retired in 2006. So I was chief for about 15 or 16 years.
Yeah,
good long run there, and had you were really involved with the magazine at that point too, weren't you, Dave?
Yeah, and when we first started, when I first started, the magazine was shared with the Tennessee Conservation Department.
Okay,
and we co-sponsored that magazine, and then we took it over by ourselves, and it had a good run. The Tennessee Wildlife Magazine, I guess, is still going.
Still going, going strong.
We had a good run with that.
Well, Don's suiting up a guitar over here, y'all.
Oh, me!
I know y'all met. I guess Don moved to Tennessee, wanted to become a musician and touring artist, and he did that for a while. And
yeah, about 20 years full time doing that, and then ended up over here with Dave's invite, and so anyway, we kind of melded the two. But anyway, we got time for a quick song. Okay.
Yeah, this is
we'll do this, then we'll talk a little music after.
That sounds good.
This. Yeah, but this has to do with our state legislature. So.
Our legislators passed it. It's a law in Tennessee. What we find on the highway is illegal now to eat. Deer, raccoon, and possum have all become fair game. It's an open season smorgasbord on every state highway.
Well, we used to swerve to miss 'em, all but the grocery bill's so high. We supplement our shopping out on the center line. Grandpa says it's the best thing since Roosevelt's New Deal. 'Cause it ain't like a handout, no, it's more like Meals on Wheels.
They gave us the roadkill bill. Folks in Tennessee can get their fill. It's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill. Well, they laughed at us on Leno, and they tried to put us down. But when a buck will feed the family, look who's laughing now. This stuff is all free-ranging, it's organic to the bone. Just a little tar and gasoline, and it's ready to take home. Now we've got the roadkill bill. The folks in Tennessee can get their fill. It's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill.
So welcome, friends and neighbors from all across this land. You know, the more cars on the highway, the better chance we stand. So if you're driving after sundown, don't forget to use your brights, 'cause we'll clean up behind you
And eat like kings tonight.
Yeah,
'Cause we've got the roadkill bill. Folks in Tennessee can get their fill. It's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill. Nice and easy now. We got the roadkill bill. Our next meal might be just over the hill. It's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill. And they say we'll have a bumper crop, and we sure hope we will. Now that we have the roadkill bill.
everybody now.
Now that we have the roadkill bill.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
Jason sings along with that one in the other band that I play with. So the road crew does that one too.
That's always a fun song. I know y'all couldn't leave that alone, being in wildlife, working in wildlife, and then that bill come out. It's like, no, we got to write a song about it.
Oh, it wrote itself. We wrote that in about. You've heard of songs that are written in about 15 minutes, and we actually had two other writers on it. Brant Miller, who worked here as the agency's forester, and former director Carter.
He added a few lyrics in there.
Add some lyrics into it. So
that's great.
We've got
4 writers on that one.
writers.
Yeah, it's
those ASCAP checks are just coming in by the droves. I'm telling you what. I don't know what to do with all the money.
It may not pay the bills, but it's fun, right? Music's fun.
Right. It's all meant to entertain.
And it's crazy that, we are in Nashville, so I mean, everybody in Nashville plays an instrument or sings or does something with music.
Right.
Most everybody, and it's amazing the talent that we have in the agency as far as that goes.
And that's right. Yeah. You just, music's opened so many doors for me in my life, and I know it has for you too, Jason. But Dave and I became fast friends after I guess I was introduced to Dave when Phil Tidwell was the I&E chief at the time. Happened to be in the place that I was playing at the Quality Inn Hotel downtown. Pardon me, but. Anyway, he was there one night and heard some of the original songs, some music, and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing some radio public service announcements for us?" And I said, "Well, sure." So anyway, I came over, met with him, talked with him, and so we struck up a relationship there to do some radio PSAs for many years. Still doing them today, but through that I met Dave, because Dave was working here then in Hunter Ed, I guess at that point. And so we became fast friends, started writing songs together, and got to attend a few ASCAP award ceremonies because of our work, and so that was it was just kind of a natural thing.
The first song that Don and I wrote that got on the charts on Billboard, a song called "I've Got You to Come Home To." We wrote it late at night after one of Don's sessions at the Quality Inn. But anyway, that song peaked at number 16 on the chart, and we just thought, man, there's nothing to this business.
Yeah.
We're going to take it by storm, but that didn't turn out to be the case, but had some other success.
Yeah. We sure did, and have still continued to write songs over the years, and so it was kind of a natural thing. Like you said, we just could not leave that subject matter alone when the legislature passed that. And I don't know if Dave knows this, but I know Georgia has played it, and there's another state out west too that implemented a roadkill bill, and they played it at their legislative session as well.
I'm not sure if I knew that or not.
I think that might have been Colorado or some.
Yeah,
I'll have to check on that. But
there's a lot of states now that have that the roadkill legislation. I don't know if we were the pace setters or not, but
I was trying to think of a quick comeback for that. It's not we were on the cutting edge. Well, we kind of. Yeah, well, anyway.
The bumpers.
Yeah,
edge. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, outside of music, Dave, what do you like to do now? As you retired?
Since I retired.
Things are slowing down, right? Or you
slowed down,
got your honey-do list?
Taking it easy. It's like I liken retirement to that very first day when you get out of school, in the summer, how free you feel, but after a while, you need to have something to do. You can't just go, sleep late every morning and get up and do nothing. But I was really interested in watercolor painting. I always wanted to do that, and my wife saw where they were teaching a course at one of the rec centers. I think Williamson County Recreation Center had a class, and I just, on a whim, went down and signed up for that class, and that was back in about 2006 or 7, and I've been with that class ever since, and I really enjoy watercolor and color pencil. I do. I haven't gotten into oil painting, but so I've had a good time with that, and I also like to hunt and fish, obviously. Do a lot of turkey and deer hunting and fish when I can.
Yeah.
And I just got back from a trip to Vermont. I have a buddy that I went to school with that he actually left Tennessee to go to Vermont to work in their game and fish department, and we waterfowl hunt every year.
Oh, okay.
So I just got back from there duck and goose hunting. So I travel. My wife and I like to travel, and we've been kind of stymied lately with the pandemic, but if things ever loosen up, we'll try to get back out there.
Yeah, things are loosening up a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. For a lot of people, it's been a terrible 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any fun hunting and fishing stories with Ed Carter? I know y'all get out when you can, or used to anyway, when y'all work together.
I don't have any that I can tell. I remember one time we went deer hunting, and it was back when the Baker tree stand. I don't know if anybody out there listening, the older listeners and viewers would remember that tree stand that we went hunting down in the Hatchie Refuge, and I remember being we were hunting close enough together that I had successfully climbed to my tree with my stand, but Ed was having trouble with his, and he would go up about 2 feet and then ratchet back down, and then go up about 3 and come back down, and he never did attain the height that and he finally just threw the thing on the ground and sat under his tree to deer hunt, and just things like that. We've done a lot of hunting and fishing together, but trying to think of anything else.
We've done some floating too. I know down the Harpeth we've done some floating fishing and Caney Fork too, and
had a lot of fun doing that. I don't know what Ed's doing now. I don't know if he's getting out fishing or not, but he's.
I got a feeling he is. And hey, I noticed Dave's got his Wild Side logo on his vest here.
That takes us back a little bit.
Yeah, that'll take us back to about 2000 when I think Dave got a call from the folks at the Renaissance Center in Dixon.
Yeah, Doug Jackson.
Doug Jackson called and said, "Hey, we got this idea for a TV show. Why don't you come talk to us?" So we went down and talked with him, and hey, for about 15 years, we had a TV show on public TV.
Had a great run with that.
Tennessee's Wild Side.
We wrote the theme song for it.
That's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And, those were good times.
Very good. And speaking of that, that kind of made me think about Bill Crenshaw and the episode that we've got in the can, so to speak, with Dave on Wild Side doing I guess it's a muzzleloader hunt, isn't it?
Right. Right.
Bill would come down
at Dixon.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
Actually got a deer too, I think.
You were a Wild Side guide, I guess they called them, and hosted a few episodes. Don, you hosted episodes.
Yeah.
Got to be featured in those shows, and
that was made my TV debut there.
Yeah. It was a great way to get the information out at the time, and it still is. And we've kind of adapted here at the agency, and now we're doing the Wildcast, and we've got the Outdoor Journal,
Tennessee Outdoor Journal,
episodes that we put out, and
you guys have really branched out since my retirement. I tell you, the technology is just taking you to new heights.
Yeah,
it's really amazing.
We mentioned it earlier, but things are all online these days, and you buy your license online, you check your game in online.
I know,
right from the field.
It just doesn't seem
a lot
right.
different.
Not to be filling out some paperwork.
I know. I remember the days of seeing trays and trays and trays of kill tags coming down the hallway on a cart.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about the number of deer that are taken, harvested in this state, and you don't. I don't know. It's kind of a number, and then you see those trays of tags, and you think, wow, every one of those is an animal. That hunters have harvested. So, but now, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to keep up with all that's going on. So,
yeah. Well, Dave, we thank you for being with us
Thank
today.
you for having me. I've enjoyed it. It's been nice talking with y'all.
It's been a fun flashback.
It has been,
And like we've said, it's amazing how far the agency's come and what we've how things have changed, and just flashing back a little bit. It was fun to chat today.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all the years of service that you put in, Dave, and
thank you.
Making all these things that we're doing today possible. We appreciate you.
Yeah, well,
sure
it didn't
do.
seem like a job at the time. It was a lot of fun.
You know what? That part hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It still doesn't.
Yep. It's great to do what we do. We love what we do. Serving the hunter and fishermen of Tennessee.
Yes.
We got great biologists. We got great technicians. We got great educators.
Yep.
I'm probably leaving somebody out, but
land managers.
Yeah.
And a great commission.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, got some good commissioners.
Yep, for sure. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And we'll see you on the other side of the calendar.
I feel like 2022 is going to be special.
Yep, it sure will be. All right, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.